to this, our second performance of our students this year. The first one was Noises Off, which was a comedy, and we've gone the other way now with this performance. I say that because this is work in progress. And Adrian and I decided to give them scenes from Shakespeare plays. And some of the scenes we've made quite challenging for the students, because now they are more experienced, they are getting good. So we have chosen scenes that have more emotion, more layers, more complex. So we think they're doing very, very well. But remember, this is work in progress. They will perform these scenes in the Shakespeare Festival in October, which we are organizing at Mixart. So I hope you enjoy it.
What to say? Yes, just to reiterate that this is work in progress. So they have only started working on these scenes in the last month, the last 5 weeks. So they have worked very fast and very well. So you will see that there are some elements of costume, but you will also see that they are still working on scenes. Sometimes they need to work with scripts, sometimes not. That is not important. What is important is that they get the opportunity to show their work and share it with you as a generous public. All right? A student from each of the groups will introduce their scene, tell you what play they're working on, what scene they're working on, and then we will be a warm and generous audience and give them plenty of applause. So, without any further ado, can we ask Marta and Marco to come forward and introduce their scene? Thank you.
Buonasera a tutti, la prima scena che facciamo questa sera viene dal primo atto, seconda scena di Riccardo III, e appunto è una scena di seduzione, dove Riccardo di Gloucester cerca nel momento proprio più impossibile, diciamo, del funerale di un uomo che lui ha ucciso, di sedurre la Lady Anne, che appunto è appena stata resa vedova da lui e quindi diciamo lo odia con tutta se stessa, e però come vedremo Riccardo appunto in questa scena dimostra tutta la sua abilità e la sua spregiudicatezza nel tentare di approcciarla proprio al momento del funerale di suo suocero, e insomma il cadavere non è in scena, però lui ha ucciso anche suo marito, quindi diciamo una scena di forte conflitto e che vedremo come si risolverà, insomma, insieme. Tutto questo, vi saluto.
Cold figure of a holy king, pale ashes of the house of Lancaster, thou bloodless remnant of that royal blood, be it lawful that I invocate thy ghost to hear the lamentations of poor Anne, wife to thy Edward, to thy slaughtered son, stabbed by the self-same hand that made these wounds. Cursed be the hand that made these fatal holes. Cursed be the heart that had the heart to do it. Cursed the blood that led this blood from hence. If ever he have child, abortive be it, prodigious and untimely brought to light. If ever he have wife, let her be made miserable by the death of him, as I am made by my poor Lord and thee. What black magician conjures up his fiend to
to stop devoted charitable deeds. Vaunt the dreadful minister of hell. Thou hast but power over his mortal body, his soul thou canst not have, therefore be gone.
Sweet saint for charity, be not so cursed.
Foul devil, for God's sake, hence, and trouble us not, for thou hast made the happy earth thy hell. If thou delight to view the heinous deeds, behold this pattern of thy butcheries. Blush, blush, thou lump of foul deformity.
Lady, you know no rules of charity, which renders good for bad, blessings for curses.
Villain, thou knowest no law of God, no man, no beast so fierce, but know some touch of pity.
But I know none, and therefore am no beast.
Oh, wonderful when devils tell the truth.
More wonderful when angels are so angry. Vouchsafe divine perfection of a woman, or these supposed evils to give me leave by circumstance but to acquit myself.
Vouchsafe diffuse the infection of a man, for these known evils but to give me leave by circumstance to curse the cursed self.
Say that I slew them not?
Why then they are not dead, but dead they are, and devilish slave by thee.
I did not kill your husband.
In thy foul throat thou liest. Oh, he was gentle, mild, and virtuous.
The feet of the King of Heaven that hath him.
He is in heaven where thou shalt never come.
Let him thank me that ought to send him thither, for he was fitter for that place than her.
And thou unfit for any place but hell.
Yes, one place says, if you will hear me name,
Some dungeon.
your bed chamber.
Ill rest betide the chamber where thou liest.
So will it, madam, till I lie with you.
I hope so.
I know so. But gentle Lady Anne, to leave the spinning camper of our wits and fall somewhat into a slower method is not because of the timeless deaths of these Plantagenets, Harry and Edward, as blameful as the executioner.
Thou art the cause and most accursed effect.
Your beauty was the cause of that effect. Your beauty, which did haunt me in my sleep to undertake the death of all the world, so I might live 1 hour in your sweet bosom.
If I thought that, I tell thee, homicide, these nails should rend that beauty from my cheeks.
These eyes will never endure to beauty's wreck. You should not blemish it if I stood by, as all the world is cheered by the sun, so I by that. It is my day, my life.
Like night overshade thy day and death thy life.
Curse not thyself, fair creature, thou art both.
I would I were to be revenged on thee.
It is a quarrel most unreasonable to be revenged upon him that loveth you.
It is a quarrel just and reasonable to be revenged on him that slew my husband.
He that bereft thee, lady, of thy husband, did it to help thee to a better husband.
His better doth not breathe upon the earth.
He lives that loves thee better than he could.
Where is he?
Here.
Two!
Why dost thou spit at me?
Would it were mortal poison for thy sake.
Never came poison from so sweet a place.
Never hung poison on a fouler toad. Out of my sight! Thou dost infect my eyes.
Thine eyes, sweet lady, have infected mine.
Would there were basilisks to strike thee dead.
I would there were, the time might die at once, for now they kill me with the living death. Those eyes of thine from mine have drawn salt tears, shame the aspect with startled childish drops. My tongue could never learn sweet smoothing word, but now thy beauty is proposed, my fee. My proud heart sues, and prompts my tongue to speak. Teach not thy lips such scorn, for they were made for kissing, lady, not for such contempt. If thy revengeful heart cannot forgive, lo, here I lend thee the sharp-pointed sword, and hand thee back to the death upon my knee. Nay, do not pause, for I depicted Harry, but 'twas thy beauty that provoked me. Nay, now dispatch 'Twas I that stabbed young Edward, but 'twas thy heavenly face that set me on. Take up the sword again, or take up me.
Arise, dissembler. Though I wish thy death, I will not be thy executioner.
Then bid me kill myself, and I will do it.
I have already.
Tush, that was in thy rage. Speak it again, and even with the word. That hand which for thy love did kill thy love, shall for thy love kill a far truer love. To both their deaths thou shalt be accessory.
Would I knew thy heart.
To speak with my tongue.
I fear me both are false.
That never man was true.
Well, put up your sword.
Say then, my peace is made.
That shall you know hereafter.
But shall I live in hope?
All men, I hope, live so.
Vouchsafe to wear this ring.
Take is not to give.
Look how this ring encompasses thy finger, even so thy breast encloseth my poor heart. Wear both of them, for both of them are thine. I will, with all expedient duty, see you. Bid me farewell.
'Tis more than you deserve. Since you teach me how to flatter you, imagine I have said farewell already.
In cui Giulietta aspetta una quasi la balia che giunga da darle una notizia, quella in cui poi alla fine si capirà che Romeo avrà accettato di sposarla. Quindi siamo in giardino, al buio e niente, semplicemente quindi c'è Giulietta, questa ragazza molto ancora un po' bambina, tutta innamorata, che aspetta questa notizia. La balia quando torna è molto affaticata, molto stanca, appesantita e niente, quindi all'inizio non le vorrà dire che cosa avrà scelto Romeo, invece poi alla fine le darà questa risposta e niente, quindi Giulietta sarà felice. Quindi buona visione. And the nurse. In a half an hour she promised to return. Perchance she cannot meet him. That's not so. Oh, she's lame. Loves the herds should be thoughts which 10 times faster glide before the sun's beams. Therefore, the nimble pinion does roll off, and the fourth hath the wind swift cupid wings. Now is the sun upon the highmost hill of this day's journey, and from 9 to 12 is 3 long hours, yet she's not come. Had she affections and warm youthful blood, she would be as swift in motion as a bow. My words will bend her to my sweet love, and his to me. But old folks, many fain as they were dead, on beauty, slow, heavy, and pale as lead. Oh God, she comes! Oh, when there is good news, is thou met with him? Oh Lord, why looks thou sad? Though news be said, yet tell them merrily. If good, thou shingest the music of sweet news by playing to me with so sour a face.
I'm weary, give me a lie. Fie, all my bones, hatch, what I jumped out of heart.
How thou hast my bones and thy news. Nay, come and pray me, speak. Sweet, sweet nurse, speak.
Jesus, what hast you? Why? Do you see and out of breath?
How art thou out of breath? When thou hast breath, to say to me that thou art out of breath. The excuse that thou dost make in this delay is longer than the day thou dost excuse. Please say to me, it's a news good, you're good, new or bad? Answer to that, and the state, the circumstance. Is the news good or bad?
Well, we have made a simple choice. You know not. You chose a man, Romeo. No, he to his face be better than any man's. Yet his leg excel all men, and the forehand, and the foot, and the body, so that this will not be taken on. Yet the hard best compare. Is not the floor of courtesy, but the inward as gentle as a lamb. God, the ways which as ever. Have you been at home?
No, but all this is that I know before. What says my love? What says my love?
Lord, how my headaches, and what it means what my body is, my back, what the side, my back. Pretty sure I have you sending my about to catch my death with gentle up and down.
If I am sorry that thou art not well, sweet nurse, please say to me, what says Romeo?
Your love says, like an honest gentleman, and the courteous, and the kind, and handsome, and the wonderful. Where is your mother?
Where is my mother? She is within. Where should she be? How only thou repliest? Your love says, like an honest gentleman, where is my mother?
Oh God, let me down. Are you so hot, Mary? Come up, it's the courtesy from my bones. Answer for it, you mess yourself.
He is such a cold come. What says Romeo?
Have you got to leave it to street today?
Oh, I have.
Then, hie you in to Fra Lawrence, sir. There stay husband and let your wife. Now comes the haunted blocking of yourself. There will be scarlet stripe and news. Hie you to church and must know the way to fetch a ladder by the which you are loved. Must climb a bird's nest as soon as it's dark. I am the judge and the joy in your delight, but you sure bear to burn some night. Go to dinner, I to the sad.
High to high fortune, honest nurse, fare well.
Faremo la seconda scena del secondo atto di Macbeth. Allora, siamo in Scozia, c'è una guerra tra il re e alcuni suoi sudditi, io, Macbeth, ne esco vincitore e da questo ne riceverò un apprezzamento, diciamo, dal re. Mi farà signore di Codor questo. Subito dopo la battaglia che mi vedrà vincitore, io vedo, prima di sapere di essere diventato futuro signore di Codor, mi appaiono queste tre figure strane, tre streghe, che mi preannunceranno che si diventerò signore di Codor e allo stesso tempo, cioè allo stesso modo diventerò signore re di Scozia. Preso da questa notizia, sono euforico, informo mia moglie, Lady Macbeth, informo questa notizia e subito tutte e due siamo eccitati dall'idea, però
gli eventi sembrano portarci a obbligarci a conquistare questa profezia in un modo o nell'altro, finché il re non viene una notte a casa al castello di Macbeth. E in fretta e furia nel momento decidono di prendere l'occasione al volo e di ammazzarlo per poter diventare re. Io Macbeth sono molto lottato tra il volere questa cosa e il modo di volerla, perché uccidere il re nel suo letto ovviamente non è come uccidere in battaglia, poi comunque è un tradimento. Lady Macbeth è abbastanza convincente direi. E quindi abbiamo preparato tutto, siamo al momento definitivo, siamo alla notte del delitto e vediamo cosa succede.
Which had made them drunk, had made me bold, what had quenched them, had given me fire. Peace. It was the owl that shrieked, the fatal bell, which gives the stars good night. He is about it. The doors are open, and the surfeited grooms do mock their charge with snores. I have dragged their possets, that death and nature do contend about them, whether they live or die.
Who's there? Hold on!
I am afraid I have wait, and it is not done. The attempt, not the deed, confounds us. Hark. I laid the daggers ready. He could not miss them. Had he not resembled my father as he slept, I had done it. My husband.
It's down of hearing noise.
I heard the owl scream and the crickets cry. Did not you speak?
When?
Now.
Is it the
Hark!
Cosa si sta facendo?
Donaldin.
This is a sorry sight.
A foolish thought to say a sorry sight.
It's one thing to laugh and sleep. The one cry murder. They did wake each other. I stood and held them, but they did say their prayers and I dressed them again to sleep.
They were too lodged together.
One cried God bless us, and a man the other. As they see me with his hangman's hands, listening to their fear, I could not say amen when they did say, God bless us.
Consider it not so deeply.
Your folk could not have pronounced amen. I must need of blessing and amen stuck in my throat.
These deeds must not be thought after these ways. So it will make us mad.
I thought I heard a voice cry, sleep no more. Macbeth does mother sleep. Innocent sleep. Sleep that eats up the rather sleep of care. Death, each day's life. So robber's path. Balm of our minds. Great measure second course, chief fruition lies feast.
What do you mean?
Still cry sleep no more. All the house. Glance at mother's sleep. Therefore Codo shall sleep no more. Macbeth shall sleep no more.
Who was it that thus cried? Why, forfeit him, you do unbend your noble strength to think so basically of things. Go get some water. and wash this filthy witness from your hands. Why did you bring the daggers from the place? They must lie there. Go carry them. Smear the sleepy grooms with blood.
I'll go no more. I'm afraid to think of that. You're going to be better not to.
Infirm of purpose! Give me the daggers! The sleeping and the dead are but as pictures. It is the eye of childhood that fears a painted devil. If he do bleed, I'll gild the faces of the grooms with them. For it must seem their guilt.
Whence is that knocking? How is it with me? And the noise appalls me. What ends I hear? Oh, the black of mine eyes. Will great Neptune soldier wash this blood clean from my hand? No, it's my hand. Will rather the multitudinous cease incarnate, making the green one red.
My hands are of your color. But I shame you a heart so white. Are you knocking me at the south entry? We tie we for each other. A little water clears us of this deed. How easy is it then? Your constancy has left you unattended. More knocking. Get on your night coat, lest occasion call us and show us to be watchers. Be not lost or bull in your thoughts.
To know my deed, I best not know myself. Make that down with thy knocking! I would thou couldst.
Okay, Marta is going to be doing a soliloquy from Hamlet. Some of you may recognize it. It is perhaps the most important soliloquy that Hamlet recites, because really it represents the very essence of Hamlet and of his dilemma and his inability to make a decision.
To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether it is nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against the sea of troubles, and by opposing end them. To die, to sleep, no more. And by sleep, to say we end the heartache and the 1,000 natural shocks that flesh is heir to. It is a consummation devoutly to be wished. To die, to sleep, perchance, to dream. Aye, There's the rub. Bring the sleep of death, what dreams may come, when we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life, for who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of death's prized law, the law's delay, the insolence of office and the spurns, the patient merit of the unworthy takes, when he himself might his quietus make with a bare bodkin. Who would these fardels bear, to brunt and sweat under a weary life, but for the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveller returns, puzzles the will, and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others that we know not of. Thus, conscience does make cowards of us all, and thus the native hue of resolution is sickly door with the pale cast of thought, and enterprises of great pitch and moment. In this regard, their currents turn awry and lose the name of action.
Presenteremo una scena dalla Tempesta, che è l'ultima opera di Shakespeare. La Tempesta è definita un dramma romantico, dramma perché narra vicende drammatiche, romantico per la sua ambientazione naturalistica e per il fatto che in quest'opera prevale l'emergere dei sentimenti umani. La Tempesta parla di Prospero, duca di Milano, che viene spodestato dal re di Napoli e si rifugia in un'isola insieme a sua figlia Miranda. Prospero, attraverso i suoi poteri magici, sottomette tutti gli spiriti dell'isola. L'unico altro abitante dell'isola in carne ed ossa è Calibano, che sono io, che è un mostriciattolo anche egli sottomesso a Prospero. Intanto Prospero induce con i suoi poteri il naufragio della nave sulla quale viaggia il suo nemico, il re di Napoli. Due marinai di questa nave, Stefano e Triulo, riescono ad arrivare a riva senza sapere però ciascuno che anche l'altro è riuscito a salvarsi. Nella scena che presentiamo i due marinai scoprono Calibano e si trovano tra di loro. All the infections that the sun sucks up from box, fence, flats on Prospero and make him by inch meal a disease. His spirits hear me, and yet I need must curse. But there are no pinch, fat with arching shows, pitch me the Maya, nor lead me like a fragrant in the dark out of my way. Unless he be them, but for every trifle as they set upon me, sometimes like apes that mow and chatter at me and after bite me, then like hedgehogs which like tumbling in my barefoot way and mount their bricks at my footfall. Sometimes am I all one with others who with cloven tongues do kiss me to madness. Lo, now, lo, here comes a spirit of his, and to torment me for bringing wood in slowly. As for that, perchance will not mind me.
Here's neither bush nor shrub to bear off any weather at all, another storm brewing. I hear it sing in the wind. Yon same black cloud, yon usual one looks like a furbon bard that would shed his liquor. if it should thunder as it did before, I know not where to hide my head. Young St. Cloud cannot choose, but fall by perils. What are we here? A man or a fish? Dead or alive? Oh, a fish! It smells like a fish, a very ancient, and a fish like smell. A kind of not the newest purchon, a strange fish. Where I'm in England now, as once I was, and had, but this fish painted, not a holiday for there, but would give a piece of silver. There would this monster make a man, any strange beast there makes a man. When they will not give a do it to relieve a lame beggar, they will lazy out town to see a dead Indian. Naked like a man. And his feels like warm. Oh my truth. I do now let loose my opinion, albeit no longer. This is not a fish, but an Atlanta that has lately suffered like a thunderbolt. Alas, the storm is come again. My best way is to creep under his gabardine. There is no other shelter hereabout. Misery acquaints a man with a strange bad fellow. I shall here till the dregs of the storm be past.
I shall no more to see, here shall I die ashore. This is a very scurvy tune to sing at a man's funeral. Well, that's my comfort. The merciless weather, the boatswain died, the gunner and his men are more. Meg and Marion, Marjorie, I, but none of us cared for Kate. For she had gone with the fan, would try to essay her go hand. She loved not the silver of thunder or pitch, yet a tailor must scratch her wherever she did itch. Then to sea boy, and let her go hang. This is a scurvy tune too, but here's my comfort.
Do not torment me, oh!
What's the matter? Are we devils here? Do you put tricks upon us with savages and men of wind? I'm not scared to drown him, to be a fear now of your forelegs, for it has been said, as proper a man as ever went on 4 legs, cannot make him give ground. And it shall be said so again, while Stefano breathes at his nostrils.
The spirit torments me, oh!
This is some monster of the ivory 4 legs, who hath got, as I take it, an ague. What the devil should he learn our language? I will give him some relief, if it be but for that. If I can recover him, and keep him tame, and get Naples with him, he's a present for any emperor that ever trod on his leather.
Do not torment me, breathing. I'll bring my root home faster.
He is in his fit now and does not talk after the wisest. If he have never drunk wine before, I will go near to remove his fit. If I can recover him, and keep him tame. At that point, I will not take too much for him. He shall pay for him that hath him. That soundly.
Thou dost me yet but little hurt. Thou wilt anon, I know it by thy trembling. Now Prosper walks upon thee.
Come on, you wazer, open your mouth. Here is that which will give language to you, cat. Open your mouth. This will shake you are shaken. I can tell you, and that's soundly. You cannot tell who's your friend. Open your chops again.
I should know that voice. It should be. It is drowned, and these are devils. Oh, defend me.
4 legs and 2 voices. A most delicate monster. His forward voice now is to speak well of his friend. His backward voice is to utter full speeches and to detract. If all the wine in my bottle will recover him, I will have the saggio. Come, amen, I will pour that in thy other mouth.
Stefano!
Does thy other mouth call me? Mercy, mercy, this is a devil, no monster. I will leave him, I have no long spoon.
Stefano, if thou be Stefano, touch me and speak to me, for I am Trinculo. Be not afeard, thy good friend Trinculo.
If thou beest Trinculo, come forth. I will pull thee by the lesser legs. If any be Trinculo's legs, these are they. Thou art very Trinculo indeed. How camest thou to be the siege of this mortal? Can he vent Trinculus?
Oh, I did him to be killed with a thunderstroke. But art thou not drowned, Stefano? I hope now that are not drowned. Oh, Stefano! Is the storm overblown? I'll eat me under the moon have gabardine for fear of the storm. And art thou living, Stefano? Julia was escaped!
Really, do not turn me about. My stomach is not constant.
These be fine things, and if they be not strife, that's a brave God, and bear celestial liquor, I will kneel to him.
How didst thou escape? How camest thou hither? I escaped upon a vat of sack which the sailors heaved overboard, by this bottle which I made of the bark of a tree, with my own hand, since I was cast ashore.
I swear upon that bottle to be thy true subject, for the liquor is not earthly.
Here, I swear then, how thou escapes.
Oh, swam ashore, man, like a duck. Quack, 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 quack. I can swim like a duck.
Here, kiss the book.
I am this worm.
Here, kiss the book. Though thou canst swim like a duck, thou art made like a goose.
Oh, Stefano, has any more of this?
The whole bad man. My cellar is on a rock by the seaside, where my wine is hid. And how now, Mooncup? How does thine ague?
Hast thou not dropped from heaven?
Out of the moon, I do assure thee, I was the man in the moon when time was.
I've seen thee in air, and I do adore thee. My mistress showed me thee, and thy dog and thy bush.
Oh, no. I will finish it on in new contents, swear.
By this good light, a very shallow monster. I have feared of him. a very weak monster. The man in the moon. A most poor courageous monster. Well drawn monster. In good news.
I show thee heavenly better each of the island, and I will kiss thy foot. I pray thee, be my God.
A most perfidious monster. When his God asleep, he will rob his bottle.
I'll kiss thy foot. I'll swear myself as thy subject.
Come on then, kiss. I swear.
I assure myself to death at this puppy-headed monster, a most scurvy monster. I could find in my heart to beat him.
Come, kiss.
But the poor monster in drink, an abominable monster.
I'll show thee the best springs, I'll pluck thee berries, I'll fish for thee, and get thee wood enough. A plague upon the town that I serve, I'll bear him no more sticks, but follow thee, thou wondrous man.
A most ridiculous monster, you make of a wonder a poor drunkard.
I pray thee, let me bring thee where crabs grow, and I, with my long nails, will dig thee pigeons, show thee a jay's nest, and instruct thee how to snare the nimble marmoset. I will bring thee to clustering filberts, and sometime I will get thee young scammers from the rock. Wilt thou go with me?
Ready now? Lead the way without any more talking. Drink. The king and all company else being drowned, we will inherit here. Here, bear my bottle. Our fellow Trinicchio, we will fill in by and by again.
Farewell, master! Farewell! Farewell!
A howling master, a drunken master.
No more times I'll make for fish, no fetching faring at the quarry, nor script danger, nor worse dish. Bang bang, cackally bang, as a new master, get a new man. Freedom, heyday, freedom, heyday, freedom.
Oh, brave monster, lead the way.
Bang bang, cackally bang, master, get a new man.
Bang, bang, cackally bang, as a new master, get a new man. Bang, bang, cackally bang, as a new master, get a new man. Bang, bang, cackally bang, as a new master, get a new man.
For being with us tonight. Do you want to see more? Unfortunately, there's no more, but it's always good to leave the audience wanting more. Just to say a couple of things. First of all, thank you very much for coming and supporting our students. Secondly, they will be performing these scenes again at, as David said, at our Shakespeare Festival that we are doing in October. We will give you more information sooner to the time so that you'll know what's happening. We are performing, they are performing, there will be workshops, there will be Elizabethan themed aperitivos, there will be sword fighting, there will be dancing, all sorts of exciting things that you might want to be involved in. Come on, come inside. October again, where you will see these scenes even more brilliant, if possible, than they were tonight, and a surprise new scene that they know nothing about, which we are going to tell them about tonight, but in private. So it will be even more to see. Thank you.